This program is brought to you in part by Cedar Ridge Paving and Milling, commercial and residential work. Yes, welcome to Race in Action Today talk series. And we have a special guest today with the Sons of Italy Club in Southington, Connecticut. Good friend and relative, Mark Mongillo.
Thank you, Larry.
Mark, glad you're here. And I have to ask you, the Sons of Italy, I'm not really sure where this all come from.
Yes, it's a good question. The Sons of Italy in Southington was actually started in 1910, August 21st, in fact.
Wow.
And it was started by 9 Italian immigrants, well-known families in town in Southington, for the sole purpose of helping other immigrants acclimate when they came from Italy.
When they just got here.
When they just got here,
Yep.
their sole purpose was to help them make the transition as smoothly as possible, coming to a new country with a different culture,
Yes.
Different understanding of how things get done.
So they help them, how to start getting used to changing their language and understanding how business worked, right?
Yes.
And they had to get housing, find somewhere how they're going to make a living. I mean,
Right.
that'd be very involved. And when you think about it,
It was very involved, especially for 9 immigrants themselves.
Yep.
Prior, saying, we want to make life a little easier for our friends and relatives that are coming over, trying to make a life for them here in the United States. So, as you said, Larry, housing was a main focus. When immigrants came over from Italy, they were sponsored. They had to be sponsored by somebody first. When they came through Ellis Island, they had to have a place to go. And then it was organizations like the Sons of Italy that would make sure that the party coming over, their friends or relatives coming over, connected with that family. Mm-hmm. And when they came here to Southington, they had a place to not only stay, but help them with employment, getting a place to work so that they can start to become self-sufficient.
Well, sure. Then you had religion and everything else, right?
Yes.
They had to play a role too.
Yeah. Religion was, as you know, a very big part of the immigrants coming over.
Yes.
And so the churches made accommodations for them as well, as best as possible. But it was the organization like the Sons of Italy that really stepped up to the plate to help them out. And when they couldn't get funds, this organization would actually raise the funds and give them the money to be able to live.
To live, yeah.
Yeah.
And when you think about the people, they had the help. I mean, it had to be a big undertaking to do this.
Yeah, very big. Because as you know, when they're coming over from another country, like coming from Italy, as any country, you have that language barrier, and it took them time to understand. The immigrants coming over, it took them time to understand the language, how to communicate.
Yes.
And it was this organization that helped them do that, to come up to speed as quickly as possible, and knowing that they had support. Because there's nothing lonelier than coming into a new place and you have nobody to lean on, and you're out there.
No.
So
it's tough, and and the only people that you could really understand was Italians. If you were Italian, 9 times out of 10 you knew how to talk Italian,
right.
Or at least that part of it. Anyway.
Right. Yeah, and that was so important for the immigrants coming over, because they had to be able to communicate with someone, and the individuals that were over here already they knew the English language, so they would be able to translate and help them, especially when they came to doctors, medical assistants, help of that nature. It's pretty frightening for any individual to come into a country, and if you need medical care, how do you do that when you can't
Yeah, how do you do it?
talk?
You can't talk.
You can't communicate and
Yeah.
tell them what's hurting, where it's hurting, and
You know what? I was very surprised to learn that when these people had children, the children would go to school and literally would learn something in school, a word or two, would come back and teach their parents
yes,
of the language.
yes,
That,
yes.
I mean, that's really interesting.
Oh, it is. And in fact, in my wife's side of the family, being Italian, and her mother was actually born in Italy. So when her cousins came over, that was just the case. They had young children. They attended school. They learned the English language, and they would go back and teach their parents.
Yeah. I was very amazed to find that out, that the kids were actually teaching their parents how to talk English.
Yeah.
And now, being a club, it naturally evolves from there, and it got bigger and bigger, right?
Right. So as the years went on, the club evolved into being more of a sponsor of events to help the Italian immigrants in their culture and knowing what they do in their culture. For example, the Sons of Italy had its own soccer team. So members coming over, because being familiar with playing soccer, that was one way to establish camaraderie.
Yes, yes.
And playing bocce, as you know.
Yeah.
Bocce
And
being
then naturally you would get friends.
Right.
You would learn, you would meet people, important people too.
Right. Oh, yeah. The Sons of Italy in Southington specifically had quite a number of very renowned politicians and individuals of authority. We had judges, state representatives, members of the Sons of Italy, and they were individuals that could actually understand what the Italian immigrant was going through, and not only the Italian immigrant, but other immigrants. Because let's face it, when you're coming over, whether you're coming over from Poland or Ireland or whatever, you need some way to connect with people and things. And these individuals that in some cases they had their own businesses, they helped. And again, talking about service, that's very important.
Very important.
Very important.
Now, to become a member of the Sons of Italy, do you have to be Italian blood again, or how does that work?
Yes, you have to have your mother or father being of Italian descent to become what we call a regular member. The Sons of Italy has since established what we call associate members, and the associate member does not have to be of Italian descent, but at the same time they contribute to the club, but they're not a voter at regular meetings of those things. But they can participate in all the events that the Sons of Italy offers. But they offer that to other individuals, just for camaraderie.
Now, do you have a physical location
Yes.
with the Sons of Italy?
Yeah, the Sons of Italy is primarily a social club gathering and a service club. But we have a physical address in Southington. It's got a physical building, so that's where we hold our meetings once a month and conduct our business just like any other club. We have a board of directors, we have board of trustees, and then we have the officers. And then it's just about running the organization from both a social perspective and from a service perspective.
Now, with their own building, is that the only sole purpose of it?
Yes.
They don't use it they don't rent it out or nothing?
Oh, it's a good point. We have an upstairs to our building that we rent out. It's a hall.
Yep.
So individuals outside can rent the hall, and it's been rented for parties, for birthday parties, family gatherings, whatever the case might be. So yes, we do rent that out and that's part of our revenue stream.
Yeah. Right. Now, they must have fundraising events too?
We have some fundraising events. One of them is the Italian American Festival, that is held, and that's The Sons of Italy is a co-sponsor with Unico and the Sorelle d'Italia. So each of those organizations has a specific booth. They raise money through what they serve. And for the Sons of Italy, they serve soufrite.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, the old right?
Oh, my dear. Talk
and-
about bringing it back to when
Yeah,
I
bring
was
it
a
back.
kid.
And so that brings in revenue itself. So it's made, and we make it right upstairs in our club. So
Oh, wow.
the sofrito is all homemade. It's
Oh, wow.
not coming out of a can.
You're
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
I can remember going to some festival with a church, and they would have it there. Oh, my dear.
Yeah.
Well, years ago.
Years ago. Yeah.
Boy.
So they do that. And like I said, Sons of Italy is not only a social club, but they do service. They give out scholarships to students. You know, we give out $750 each scholarships. I mean, seven, not six, seven scholarships. And we give to other organizations who might write in and request a donation. And we'll take a look at it and see if it's worthy.
Now, they have some involvement with sports too, right? Am I thinking right?
Yeah. As I said, years ago, they had their own soccer club and made it to the championships, but they also, and their own bocce club, and they competed in tournaments, but we've also sponsored baseball teams, you know, Little League,
Yep, yep.
youth sports, where they have to purchase the uniforms. So Sons of Italy would be a sponsor of that team.
Yep.
So the kids had the uniforms to play.
Well, that's nice. You know, that's a nice town touch, you know.
It is. It is. Very nice. They do internal parties.
How long have you been a member of this?
Going on 12 years.
Oh, wow.
In the Sons of Italy. Yeah. 6 of those I was the secretary for the club. Yeah. So we try to do whatever we can to make sure that we promote the Italian culture. Because for a lot of the Italian organizations, that's important.
Yes.
Especially coming from a town like Southington, as you know yourself.
Is predominantly Italian.
It is changing, but initially it was predominantly
I mean,
Italian.
that was growing up. When I was growing up as a kid, New Britain was Polish. Oh, I mean,
yeah.
You couldn't go to an area in New Britain, you didn't see a Polish person.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
But Southington was not that way.
Nope.
You know.
And with the manufacturing, Peckstone, Wilcox,
Yes.
that employed many of the Italian immigrants. We had Southington Hardware, Ideal Forging.
Ideal,
and Ideal Forging itself was founded by Italians, Italian heritage, and Italian immigrants.
Yes.
And so they know what it meant to support and to, you know, help immigrants coming over here.
Yeah, well, it was needed. It was very, you know, you knew you needed something because they come to a strange place,
right?
Not know their language,
right?
I mean, it's very tough, very tough.
Right. We also try, in the past, we've helped Italy. We have a correspondence with representatives in Italy. So, for example, when this was a while back in the 40s, when Mount Vesuvius erupted,
Eruption,
you know,
yes.
we helped gather food and supplies and shipped it over to help our fellow man in Italy.
Wow.
And even with earthquakes and things of that nature, we try to do what we can to help them.
Now, what about tourism? Do they ever get involved with, say you had some members wanted to go to Italy or Sicily, or, I mean, do you ever get involved in that?
We don't organize it, but we do offer lessons in Italian. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, we have, in fact, they're currently going on, and we've been doing this for quite a number of years. So upstairs in our building, we conduct Italian classes. And we get many people come that are thinking about or planning on going to Italy. So we give them some background information, and we're able to teach them some conversational Italian. And they've come back and said, you know, it has helped them. So it's trying to do our part that way.
Yeah. But so you meet every month or so?
We meet every month at our upstairs of our building. The social club, our bar is downstairs, and there's camaraderie. We have members. We have a pool table.
Yep.
Card tables, typical things that you would find.
Now
in
you
the social
said
club.
bar. Is that for public or no?
That's just for the members.
Just members.
Members and their guests.
Okay.
That's it.
Now is it like a Friday night? Would it be busy there?
It gets very busy.
Oh yeah.
It gets very busy, especially on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's great for watching sports events. You know, we've got 3 or 4 TVs. And we're all watching different sports events.
And of course, you got the pizza place
and
close
you got the
by,
pizza
right?
places right next door.
Yeah.
But we also serve pizza too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Yeah, we have some light foods that we're allowed to serve, but yeah. So it makes for a nice time for being together.
Yes.
Socially.
Yes.
Right.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah. I have to look into one of these clubs. But I don't get around like I used to. I used to be, I have some problems now. I'm getting around, but I have to say the Lions Club has been great for me. And what they do, we serve. That's the deal,
That's it. That's the important thing, And I would be remiss if I didn't mention too that it was between the Sons of Italy and the other Italian organizations. We sponsored actually when Columbus Avenue in Southington was put in. It was the Italian organization that sponsored the monument for Columbus Avenue and made that happen.
Oh wow!
Which connected the center of town to Liberty Street.
Yeah.
And Liberty Street was one of the primary Italian sections of town. So we try to do our part for the town as well.
Yeah.
By those kinds of sponsorships.
Yeah, well, in reality, you've been there. I don't know how long. How long has that club been there?
Since 1910.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going back.
That's going back 114 years. Right.
We miss the old days. We call it the old days.
Right.
And that was only maybe 30 years ago or something, or 40 years ago,
No, I know, and it's nice to when you're in that kind of an environment, and you're talking about different. We like food.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Italians love food, so when you're in that environment and you're talking about food and the dishes that now it's called peasant food, right?
Yeah.
Between the pasta fazool or pasta fagioli, they give it the fancy name.
Oh, my wife gets upset. I always, and she has to listen to me tell her how to make it. Oh my dear! But that's part of having fun.
That's part of it, And every ethnicity has their own favorite dishes, but when it comes to the Italians and what our grandparents and parents have. What they did from the gardens and what they were able to make, nothing went to waste.
No. I could remember that garden was huge at Grandma's house. It was huge.
Yeah.
No.
It was very, like I said, a time of our life when you're growing up in that section, in the Italian section. It's it makes you really proud of where your roots are and where you came from.
Well, you remember your dad naturally making wine, and I can remember him. Oh my dear! Oh boy, that wine was so good.
Oh yeah, we all did, right? As kids, they would tell you don't go into the wine cellar, but where did we go? We went into the wine cellar.
Yeah.
And we all got our taste of wine at a very early age.
You learned that. The wine was good. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
And just like living in New Britain, we got used to having the Polish things too.
Yeah.
Kibasi and their favorite things that they would do.
Right.
And My wife, oddly enough, is half Polish, and it came in handy later
sure.
because
Right.
at family events, we always had certain things like on Christmas Eve, we used to have smelts. I don't know
Right.
if you ever ate
Oh
them.
yeah. Oh, I love
It was
those.
like a
It's
tradition,
tradition. Yeah.
and then they would have to have a kibasi to offset that.
Right.
Oh my dear.
Yeah. It was those traditions are, we a little more difficult to keep because of our kids are.
Yeah.
When our grandparents are around, they were easy to keep, and when
Yeah.
our parents are around, but we're trying to still maintain that tradition
Yeah,
as
well, I
best as
try,
possible.
I try, and the kids, what are you eating them for? They're-
They don't know what they're missing, do they?
I love them
Oh
myself,
yeah, yeah.
Well, to this day, oddly enough, I had a conversation with somebody a couple of days ago. We were talking about anchovies. I said, you wouldn't believe when I was a kid, I would open up a can and eat them right out of the can. They said, you weren't alone.
Yeah. My mother-in-law being from Italy and my wife growing up in that environment, she's right there with you.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't be able to eat the anchovies out of a can, but between my wife with the sardines and the anchovies, it was.
Recently we tried a pizza place on the Berlin Turnpike called Slices, and I heard a lot about her. But I said, just for the heck of it, I said, called Carol, Mom, I want to get a couple pieces to bring home.
Right.
Would they have a Sicilian pizza with anchovies? Oh my! I thought I died and went to heaven.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Oh,
is
yeah.
that so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I miss Southington. I used to like Fireside. Is that what
Yes.
they call it?
Yeah.
I used to like their pizza.
Yeah, their pizza is good.
Yeah.
Their pizza is good. The old Popular restaurant.
Oh boy, I could tell. Oh my dear.
That one is. That was like
was
when you
special.
talk about Southington, you can't talk about Southington without
They used
mentioning
to
the
bring,
Popular
used to
restaurant.
import them women from Italy to cook. I think.
Yeah. Well, between Art's mother,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Art and Dick's mother, and then their aunts, and then their sisters. It was like heaven on earth every time you went in there.
Oh my
when
God,
it came
I
to
love
eating.
that place. I did. I love that place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we certainly missed it when it was gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey, it's part of life.
It is.
And,
Things happen.
Good memories.
Yes.
So will never leave you.
Exactly. Right. That's what we hold on to.
That's what we hold on to. And when we were kids, Meg's Point. Oh my dear, the beach.
The beach.
Yeah.
That was a popular spot for our families, our parents.
And
right?
of course, your mothers-in-laws. We got to,
Yeah.
They were great people, and
Yeah.
it was just fun times, Mark.
It was. It was very simple back then, wasn't
Yes,
it?
yeah, it
Nobody. You never heard the word stress.
No. Just
It was just
enjoy.
smiling and fun.
I can remember at that time, people thought I was nuts when I told them you could see porpoises in the ocean. They were still there.
Yeah.
In the sound.
Yeah. 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 There was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so different.
It was. Yeah.
And then of course we used to go clamming with your father and my father. Oh my dear.
Yeah.
That was.
That was.
Of course, we had the gallon of wine too. Oh my dear.
Yeah.
But it was fun,
Yeah. They're great memories.
They are.
Wouldn't trade them for the
No,
world.
would not. It's in my mind forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
We certainly are happy that we had our families. We are Italians, and we're very proud of that fact.
Right.
And I hope that someday I'm going to have to stop in the Sons of Italy. And,
You most certainly do that.
Try some of your sausage and peppers and all those
And the
wonderful
sofrite.
things. Sofrite, oh my God. Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
If we tell people what it is, they won't believe
They
us.
won't. No, they won't. They won't. And it's become Americanized because if they had the real sofrite,
Yeah,
the way it was made,
yeah. Oh yeah.
They would definitely not want to
Oh,
eat it.
they will never believe you. Trust me.
They wouldn't.
No.
No.
Well, Mark, again, it's when you're having fun, time flies,
Right.
and we really had a great time with you here tonight.
Thank you, Larry.
I hope to maybe get you involved with some other endeavors, and we're gonna have to get you to that Berlin Fair, see what goes on over
Yes.
there.
Yes.
I have been noted to make an interview or two with the chickens and and the cows, and
Right.
the heritage there is the farmland. You know what
Right.
I mean? When I moved to Berlin, I think there was more cows than people. I mean, really, it was so different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's been a fantastic place.
Yeah.
I want to thank you and give my regards to your family and of course, your club. We certainly want to visit them at some point, and I'm sure we're going to get together. I want to thank the viewers for watching tonight, and remember that you saw it first on Racing in Action Today Talk Series. I want to thank you, and good night. This program is brought to you in part by Just Results Weight Loss Center in Berlin, Connecticut.